Hey BTC fam, what is up guys? I am going on my way to drug test to potentially start working in Costco. I'm not sick, it's the allergies. And then I'll have 3 jobs. Why would you have 3 jobs, would you ask, Henry? Well, to buy Bitcoin, of course. Why else? Guys, every morning I wake up when I thought I just couldn't be happier, right? No, there's no way tomorrow I'll be happier. There's no way. I'm too happy. What's about to happen? You even fear like there's an anvil that's gonna drop in your head. Like on the cartoons we used to watch as children, right? Where the coyote is chasing and trying to trap the roadrunner, but he's so fast. Bitcoin is like the roadrunner. The bankster cartels are the coyote or coyote wherever you are in America or North America or in the world. However it is that you pronounce coyote or coyote. Northeast we mostly say, New England we say coyote. But yeah, so the coyote is trying to trap the roadrunner. And he never gets the roadrunner, ever, like literally ever. And that's how I feel the bankster mafia is. You know, the banksters first they ignore you, and then they laughed at Bitcoin, and then they fought Bitcoin, and then they lost, right? Why does Bitcoin win every time? The faster people understand this, the better it will be for them. So the reason why it's impossible to stop Bitcoin has a built-in immune system called mining rewards. The more computer power people contribute to Bitcoin, the more powerful of a computer it is, the harder it is to stop it. The higher the mining difficulty goes up, more computers join, the rewards become the same actually, and it's even with time, every 4 year Bitcoin rewards halving. So the last halving was before last year, April 20th, Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin block rewards were about 6.25 the past 4 years or so, and then last year in April, on April 20th, Bitcoin rewards halved. It's just scheduled halvings. That's the way Satoshi Nakamoto programmed Bitcoin to be. And now the current Bitcoin block rewards is 3.125. So inevitably what happened to price is demand goes up, supply decreases, price skyrockets. That's just economics 101. Any child in 4th grade would be able to tell you that. So what happens? More computers come into the system, more ASICs. We call them ASICs now. It's action-specific integrated computers. So there's special-made computers to mine Bitcoin. Back in the days, people could just mine with an old laptop, with an old CPU, with a crappy GPU, graphics processing unit. And of course, remember back in 2014, 2015, the prices were skyrocketing for GPUs. Computer nerds were angry at Bitcoiners, right? And so now it's come to the point that it's equalizing now because we're using ASICs mostly. And as more computers come in now, guys, I don't know, for the regular average normie out there, Bitcoin is stronger than anything on earth. The difficulty rate is going up exponentially. The hashing rate, the computing power in Bitcoin is going up exponentially. We're up to 950 exahashes. That is more computing power than 5 Earths filled with supercomputers put together. That's the power of Bitcoin. So it's literally impossible. Putin could wake up tomorrow with Xi Jinping, the leader of the CCP, Chinese Communist Party. They could both wake up and, well, let's do an attack on Bitcoin. Let's buy lots of ASICs miner and we're going to do an attack on Bitcoin, a 51% attack. They could put together all of the Chinese money, all of the Russian money, if they could. They can't, people wouldn't allow it. If they could, they would put together all the money. They'd need about maybe like $5-6 trillion of computers. First of all, where are they going to store all that computers? Second of all, why would they buy so much? Third of all, if they started buying that much computers, people are going to say, what's going on here? And if even they manage to maybe impossibly do a 51% attack successfully, we'll just hard fork the nodes and it will be like the attack never happened. So what happens? What is the immune system I'm talking about? It's that you're better off, if you're an enemy of Bitcoin, you're better off just mining Bitcoin to make the rewards. Bitcoin pays you to protect it. Bitcoin, the network, with a capital B, pays you in Bitcoins, lowercase b, for you to help protect the Bitcoin ecosystem, the Bitcoin network. So that is the beauty of Bitcoin, guys, okay? You can attack it. Bitcoin begs people, please attack me, because every time Bitcoin wins, right? What happens first? First, they ignore you, right? First, they ignore Bitcoin. I did it. I ignored Bitcoin in 2013. I was working at the pizzeria. Some mainstream corporate news channel was on talking about Bitcoin. And I was there with my boss. Oh, what is that? Drinking like a Diet Coke or something. And he's like, oh, this is this new stupid computer money. I was like, and proceeded to go back and and do my pizzas, make my pizzas, and make my measly $15 an hour, right? Back then. And then one day I heard about Bitcoin again in 2018-ish, and I kind of laughed it off, right? So first you ignore it, then you laugh at it, then you attack it, and then Bitcoin wins. Well, after I attacked Bitcoin by making fun of it, I went on Twitter and X, now it's called X. I went on different places where we spoke about Bitcoin. And so people were saying, I attacked Bitcoin, this is what happens, and I'm not a computer nerd, so I've worked in building hardwares and stuff and refurbishing and selling computers, but never I've never done software engineering or anything like that, coding. But when you study deeper, I downloaded Robinhood in 2021 with my best friend from childhood. They all came over. We did a nice barbecue. We had a nice time. And we all made a pact. We're going to invest $100 every week so we can retire early. That's what we're doing. And then I found this thing called Bitcoin. When I finally understood what Bitcoin was, I put everything I had. I sold everything that I could sell. I put all my stocks, my bonds, my retirement, my pensions. I deflected into Bitcoin, right? When I found Bitcoin, the price was going from like 30,000 all the way to 64,000. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. I bought a ton of Bitcoin. It got to 63,000, 64. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to go higher. And then it decreased. It did like a 72% dump, right? That was 2022, the great dump of 2022. The great dump. So then I'm like, screw it. I know Bitcoin. I started reading the Bitcoin Standard, Broken Money by Lynn Alden. I read The Creature of Jekyll Island, how the Federal Reserve was made in an island by the Rothschild and other banksters that controlled America. By the way, the founding fathers hated central banksters. The founding fathers warned us. Central banksters are more dangerous than standing armies to a nation state. Okay? So the founding fathers tried to warn us, and still, overnight, they built the bank. Of course, they paid off whatever senators and House reps they had back then. It's easy for them. They have billions just like that. They can swing that big money around like nothing. So then, read The Creature of Jekyll Island. It's worth it. It's for free on YouTube. Audiobook, sorry. It's about, I think, 10 hours total, but you can break that down in days and working out, whatever you're doing, chores in the house, mowing the lawn. But when I found out what Bitcoin is, I'm like, that's it. I'm going to work overtime. 2022 came, 2023, 2024. Now we're in 2025. I've been putting everything that I had. People ask me, are you okay? Why are you working so much? Do you hate your family? No, I play with my family all the time. I'm always playing Roblox in my free time with my daughters. I love them to death. They're my favorite. But I've been putting the money in, and Bitcoin 10-folded my money. Okay? So no, it didn't double my money. Bitcoin didn't triple my money. Bitcoin didn't quadruple my money, so on and so forth. Bitcoin did a 10x on my money. Boom, 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 10-fold, okay? So let's say, theoretically, allegedly, I had $100,000 saved up, right? That means that Bitcoin, 10,000 of my money. I didn't have that much, but still, even if you're able to buy one Bitcoin, guys, this is the last point, and I'll cut the video out. I'm almost going into getting to my destination. Both hands on the steering wheel. there will ever only be 21 million Bitcoins. And already 4 million of those Bitcoins are lost, including Satoshi Nakamoto's 1 million Bitcoins in his wallet. He disappeared. So for those who don't know, Satoshi Nakamoto created a way, gave it away, and walked away. That's why we called Immaculate Conception. Bitcoin had the Immaculate Conception. It was immaculately conceived. There were no early investors. There was no company, no CEO. There's no foundation. There's no website. There is nothing centralized to it. It's a decentralized peer-to-peer monetary ecosystem that allows people to do instant settlement. By the way, transactions are different than settlements. Transactions are what happen on the top layers. Settlement is what the base layer is, like a foundation of a house, okay? Houses have foundations, and then you build the home in layers, right? The concrete, the wood, the flooring, and the walls, and the roof, so on and so forth. So Bitcoin's base layer is the settlement base layer. So you have instant settlement. For the Swift Worldwide Bank to do a settlement, it takes weeks and months, guys, okay? You pay somebody in Venmo right now, that transaction won't settle until like 5 or 6 months, okay? So it's not, so theoretically, if they don't like who you are or what you do, what's up, brother?
Dude, crazy question.
Yeah.
You want a home theater?
Oh, I'm good, man. Thank you.
I told you it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I'm all set, man. Thank you so much.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I
it's
don't.
Like a wireless surround sound.
Nice.
It's extra on my job.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. I'm all set.
Yes, sir. Nice try.
Yeah, thank you, brother. But anyways, settlement layer. Bitcoin is settles instantly. Well, in about 5 or 10 seconds, depending how busy the blockchain is. But there's layer 2s called like Lightning or Liquid. Layer 2s make instant transactions across the globe at the speed of light. Well, I don't care. I don't need it. What if you're a war-torn country? There's stories of people in Ukraine. As soon as the war started, God bless them. God bless everybody in the war. It's just horrible. It's a meat grinder. It's disgusting. I hate wars. But as soon as they heard rumors of war, some people were stuck. They sold everything. They put it in Bitcoin and it went across borders in flip-flops. Okay? So try taking gold across borders. Try taking $50,000 across borders. They're going to take it from you. They're going to presume you're drug dealer. They're going to presume the worst about you. They'll take your money and you'll be homeless in the new country you're in, okay? Bitcoin, you memorize 12 words, you can move billions of dollars across the earth at the speed of light, okay? So it's a revolutionary system. Our bankster cartel system is dying. They're writhing in pain. They're angrily trying to stop Bitcoin, but it's impossible because now senators are buying it. They're passing Bitcoin legislation because the human heart knows what we want and we know what we need. The human heart wants freedom and liberty. That's the main yearning of the human DNA. We yearn to breathe free. That's why people come to America. That's why my mom brought me here when I was a child, because it's a better system. Our government, which brings me, I'm sorry, this is the last point. Oh, they're going to stop Bitcoin. Bitcoin is code. Code was deemed speech in the 90s under the Bill Clinton era by the courts, by the American courts. Computer code is speech. What does the First Amendment protect? Right. Bitcoin is protected speech under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Not only that, but people are just going to opt out of the fiat bankster system and into Bitcoin naturally. In grassroots, it's happening in Africa like there is no tomorrow. Africa is making me proud because every day there's a new documentary about how Bitcoin brought electricity to random villages who had no power. Well, how does it do that? Bitcoin brings electricity and power because, for example, let's say my grandma is from Nigeria. I do have African ancestors, but it's not my grandma. It's way before. I'm 6% sub-Saharan African. Let's say my grandma is from Nigeria. I'm a mogul. I am an investor. I have millions of dollars. I don't. But let's say I do. And I'm an investor. And my cousins in Africa are like, man, we don't have electricity. We don't have potable water. We don't have sewer systems. We don't have piping. We don't have electricity. I make a deal with the mayor. I say, listen, I'm going to build you a electric, generator. What do you call those things? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. Like a hydroelectric plant, right? To generate electricity. I'm gonna build. You have a waterfall, beautiful waterfall, nice river. It's perfect for a generation of electricity. I will put in of my money $5 million. We're gonna build for all of the village and the surrounding towns. I'll bring you free electricity. Only give me a percentage of the electricity so I can mine the Bitcoin. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna pay for all the infrastructure. Those villagers could be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people now have electricity, running water, potable water. They have sewer treatment plants. They use the investment to build factories. Like there's a chocolate factory in one of the African countries. It's unbelievable. It brought Bitcoin mining just the way I'm telling you. So Bitcoin is something else. Bitcoin is generating, it's bringing life to random communities around the globe. There's a Peruvian town, or it's a small village, that Bitcoin built a hydroelectric plant, but they're just getting a percentage of the moguls, the investors are just getting a small percentage of the electricity to actually get that free energy so they can mine Bitcoin, so then they can reinvest back in the town. Bitcoin, once you study it, is amazing, guys. My IQ is no more than 88, 89. I've scored 90 before. It just takes a fifth grader to understand, guys. When governments print money out of thin air, it devalues everybody else's work, time, and money. So the banksters are stealing from you. They're stealing from your future children. We have almost $37 trillion in debt. How are we going to pay that back? Well, Trump had the bright idea to pay back in Bitcoin. Now we are going to there's obviously obstacles, leftist communists who love to control people's lives. They're putting stumbling blocks on top of the new people trying to bring Bitcoin to America, but it's unstoppable. Already Arizona's adopting it. Already Nebraska, Oklahoma already passed a bill legalizing Bitcoin mining. Anyways, it's happening grassroots. It's happening from top to bottom and bottom to top. BlackRock, the largest banking institution on earth, okay, the largest banking institution on earth, is buying millions of Bitcoins every single year now. They approved the ETF, exchange traded funds, in 2024 January, and BlackRock, Fidelity, okay, Citigroup, they've been buying Bitcoin like there's no tomorrow. This is why I'm telling my friends, family, coworkers, everybody, get a Bitcoin, just one. You don't need 2, 3, 4, 5, just one Bitcoin. Get half a Bitcoin, because there are 8.1 billion people on the planet. There will ever only be 21 million Bitcoins, which 4 million of which are already lost. Poof. Bye, goodbye, disappeared. Okay, because people lose their wallets. So when you do make a Bitcoin wallet, memorize the seed, etch it in steel, and keep it safe, keep it secret. Memorize it, don't lose it. I'm just so happy, guys. Every day I wake up, I'm just happier to see that the world's gonna do good. Bitcoin is defunding wars. The banksters always start wars. Why? Because they want to reinvest that money once they destroy the country. They want to build all types of new infrastructure, which they make money off of. And the working class has to be like their S word. SLAVE. That's what happens, guys. That's a fact. The billionaires, which is fine. It's good to be a billionaire because of incentives, I know, but enough of controlling the money. When money is controlled, money is corrupted. Bitcoin is uninflatable, incorruptible, unmanipulable by banksters, by politicians. It is real money that humans are yearning for. Freedom and liberty. God bless Bitcoin. Watch that documentary. Seriously, youtube.com. Watch the documentary. God bless Bitcoin. Thank you.